I'm Ben Coleman. I'm an associate professor of aquatic ecosystem ecology here at the University of Montana. And access to the Nexian 5000 inductively coupled plasma mass spectrometer, or ICP-MS, means a tremendous amount to us here at the University of Montana. With the loss of our previous instrument, it kind of aged out. It got to be 17 years old, started getting really finicky, and then it ultimately stopped working. The most inspiring thing about our acquisition of this new instrument is that it is going to provide access to ask new questions and be able to answer those new questions. This instrument brings capabilities to this university that will be meaningful to students at the university, to faculty at the university, to agencies in the area, to nonprofits in the area, all who want to know what things are made of, and in terms of understanding contaminants, how are those contaminants moving through these systems. This instrument will have meaning for students in classrooms, grade school classrooms throughout Missoula County and up in Butte-Silver Bow County. Probably the highest profile work that we've done is part of the Osprey project, where they've been looking at contaminants in osprey. And those data are used both in outreach activities in the field when they're banding and drawing blood from ospreys, and then after that blood is analyzed in our lab, it's used in terms of talking about patterns that they see in ospreys that are feeding off of fish that are living in the Clark Fork River. You know, there's an important story in the upper Clark Fork River, which is where a lot of my lab group's work is focused, in terms of what happens when we restore these systems. How does that restoration process, or that reclamation, reclaiming the land surface, removing the contaminants from it, getting vegetation to regrow there, how does that change how that system behaves, and how does that help that ecosystem heal? And that is a question that we will be uniquely poised to help answer in some new and unique ways. I think there's a lot of lessons that are coming out of the science that we're doing that can help us be better stewards of the world around us and have less of an impact on it going forward. And so I think, for me, I find that very hopeful. I mean, we are a frontier state, but we're a frontier state where we're doing incredible science. And having this technology here will allow us to push our science even further, to ask new questions and answer those questions. We live in this incredible living classroom and laboratory. It's kind of a wild thing. You know, we have been trying to get this instrument in place. And you have an instrument, it's not just like having a hammer. I mean, pretty much everyone's got a hammer, but not everyone can build a bookcase. We're kind of maybe more aspirational than building a bookcase, but you know, to take that analogy, we want this instrument to have this instrument to be able to measure things, right? You want to have that hammer so you can hit nails with it or pry things apart. But it's so much more than that. It's when I think of the scientific enterprise, a lot of it is satisfying, satiating our curiosity, going after questions that we have and being able to answer them. And I feel like a lot of what we can do right now is come up with great questions, but we don't have the hammer. We can't answer those questions. We can't build a bookcase. With this instrument, we're going to be able to go after those questions and actually answer them. And for me, that's incredibly exciting.